Keep it pyro.
My next very special guest joining us on the phone line. He's not in the UK. That's all I'm going to say. Man like ears. What's happening, bro?
Yo, what's going on, Jay Fresh? You all right, brother?
Yeah, really good, man. Really good. You're coming through very clear on this phone line, but like I just said, you are not in the UK. Go on, tell me where you're at, fam. Tell me where you're at.
Right now, I'm actually in the mean streets. Now, actually, there's no streets here whatsoever. It's the countryside in Sweden. Like, I'm in a place called Bolsta in Sweden, countryside. I've got chickens here, rabbits, and all of that. I just took myself away, from the mad city life and just took a little break. You know what I mean?
Wow. I'm trying to picture it now whilst I'm in this hot studio with failing air conditioning and no window, but big up pyro management. Nothing but love. Sweden. I've never been to Scandinavia. What took you over there? What was the reason or the reasons behind that, bro?
Do you know what brought me over here was music, actually. Like, years and years ago, I've got a booking for like festival over here. So I did a festival and linked up with a few people that were like very much into grime, like artists and producers and stuff like that. There was no culture for it there at that time, but gradually there's been a fan base that's growing, and I just kept coming back and forth for shows and made some good friends and connections. So the reason I've moved here is because of a colouring book that I had in development with like a publishing company that I wanted to get it out with. So yeah, I was coming back and forth for meetings with them, and so that kind of prompted me to just move, because the back and forth, it was a bit too much. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to come here because I've made some friends, made some connections, and they have some of the sickest producers ever. So I thought I'm going to proper utilise that in this time. So I just came over, man.
No, that sounds sick. And you mentioned the colouring book there, which we will talk about in just a minute. But firstly, I want to kind of tap into the differences. Like I've said, and maybe some of the listeners here checking out Pyro tonight, I've never been to Scandinavia. I get the feeling, I want to know about like the weather, the culture, how the last few months have been, because obviously every country is different, has its own way of doing things. So how have you found your kind of the Swedish way of doing things?
Do you know what? I've absolutely loved it, because they've been so relaxed and so calm when it comes to the whole pandemic and COVID thing, that it's actually felt really normal here. Like, there's obviously been a bit of like social distance, but as far as like restaurants and bars and things like that being open, it's been pretty casual, pretty normal, you know what I mean? And I've liked their approach. It's really helped with like, just your mental space and stuff like that. You don't feel so restricted, and you got a bit of freedom. It doesn't feel so strange.
Yeah, nice.
The weather as well. Oh my God. I'll tell you what, right now, it is so hot. It's like 30 degrees or something like that. And there's a cool breeze. Like, before you rang me, I was sitting in a hammock, chilling.
Oh, yeah. Why do guests do this to me? Why do I call up guests and they're like, I'm sat on a sun lounger, a cocktail's just being walked over, or I'm in my hammock in Sweden, like there's fresh air and countryside. Oh, we're supposed to be all friends here, man. Come on.
Sorry, man. But no, honestly, it's been amazing. Like, the summers make it all worth it. The winters are brutal. I'm not going to lie to you. The winters are brutal. The snow, it's cold. You've got to wrap up like differently. It's like a different cold. It's not like UK. It's totally different. But the summers and the springs make it all worth it, man. It's like they proper have seasons. Like, every season is real. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely, man. That sounds really interesting. And again, one thing that I read before, and again, I don't have mad amounts of knowledge on it, was about in those winter months you mentioned, how little daylight there is, how little kind of sunlight there is. So how has that been for you?
That has been a process, and an adjustment period for me was a bit mad, because like there's like maybe, let's say by about 3 o'clock it's totally dark. By 3 p.m, totally dark. And for me, you lose track of time, and also like your days feel a bit weird because you're used to, just some sunlight. And it's the complete opposite now that it's summer. So there's complete sunlight, and there's like maybe 3 hours of darkness, and it's not even completely dark. It's because of where they are on the globe. They're not far from the northern lights and this kind of thing. So it's really strange, man. It's really strange. There's parts of Sweden that don't see any darkness, and then when it's winter they don't see any daylight. It's so weird.
Wow. I mean, that itself, I'm trying to imagine even that let alone what's
crazy,
happened
bro.
the last 12 months. That itself is like a challenge, you know, in terms of your energy and kind of mental space and stuff. But I'm glad that you found a space that's really kind of connecting with you and you're enjoying like the fruits of it, man. But to those people who are really into the grime, obviously you and I connected on a track a little bit earlier on this year,
which was wicked. I absolutely loved working with you, man. I was super proud of that project that we did, man.
Likewise, thank you, man. Well, for me, it was a real honour, you know, I was lucky enough to be around when UK Garage was mutating into this dark garage, you know, then into what became early grime and where we are now. So obviously to link up with you, like, for me, that was a real honour, man. So I thank you for being so humble and approachable. But this is the first time we've had a proper in-depth conversation as such, which might sound weird considering we put out music together, man. That's just the world we live in now.
But that's the climate of today, isn't it? With things like technology and stuff like that, and the WhatsApp, and you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. But yeah, that's how it's gone. It's been a bit weird, but it's really the first time we really got into like an in-depth proper conversation.
And to anyone listening, they might think like, that's mad, that's absolutely crazy. But for me, what I love about the energy of people that I meet within music is that even sometimes when people are messaging on WhatsApp, sometimes even then you can tell the energy, and you're excellent at WhatsApp. That's what I'm saying. Your energy comes through, bro.
I appreciate it, bro. I try, you know. It takes a lot of practice.
Exactly, man, because we all know the written words can often be misinterpreted, especially when it's we've been there. We all know about that. Less said about that, the better. But no, man, we're in a good place, and you know, we've both mentioned it there, so now seems like a good time to talk about the Nang colouring book, which really surprised me when I saw the concept of that start to appear. So for you, what's it all about, and where did the idea come from?
Well, the Nang colouring book is exactly what it is, man. It's Nang. It's like basically a homage to everyone in the scene that, you know, I feel like has put in the work, and I'm just trying to highlight those that have made a real good impact. I mean, obviously there's some that didn't make the book, because I would have a book that is like 1,000 pages long, but for this edition I've just put in the ones that I felt like needed to be in there right now, you know, just paying some homage. It's just my gift back to the culture. I feel like it's something that we need as a grime scene, as the UK, UK music. We need things like that to help push us, because I've seen it in other cultures. I've seen things like this in other cultures, which only helps the brand and the genre of the music and stuff. So I was inspired by, you know, seeing a book that Bun B from, you know, hip hop and stuff, UKG, he had done one, and I was just like, listen, we don't have something like that. And there was also one in Sweden. When I came to Sweden, I saw one of like the hip hop svenska rappers and stuff like that, and I thought, I was just super like I don't know, I was like, we need that, and if I'm gonna do it, so you know, I just went off and done it. It took a while, but it's here now, man.
Yeah, so like, I mean, whilst we're doing this, I'm thinking back to one of my rooms where I've got lots of books in there, and I've got books about legendary UK nightclubs, obviously loads of hip-hop based books documenting the US culture. And recently there is, you know, people like, I think Hattie Collins done a book recently, Target's done Grime Kids recently. So there is more kind of documentation, as it were, kind of coming through in a book format. So for you doing this was wicked, and I can't wait to take it in.
It's just something a little bit different for the fans and the lovers of the culture. Like me personally, I would love this book. You see what I'm saying? If I hadn't gone off and created it, I would love to see this book. And that was the initial thing. When I saw hip-hop ones and stuff in America, I was just like, we need that, man, for the culture, for the people. It's just something fun for us. And, you know, things like this, they become like collector's items and you know, man. So I just thought, let me give that to the people, for the people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely, man. And what I think as well is that we often forget, with music moving so quickly, about the fact that music is a form of art. And something like this is just an extension of that. And when you look at it and deep it is, you know, music is so quick, is so throwaway. To have something tangible, to have something to really look at, like you said, if it's limited edition, there's a lot of value there, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's it. It's basically, it's a part of the art form. Like, it is art as well, and it's just like blending the two in together. And for me, that was a win-win. I was just like, this is amazing. And the more I was doing, the more passionate I was getting about it, because I was very like meticulous about each page and how they spoke about the artist and what was on the page, and if it reflected the artist and stuff like that. You know, I really wanted it to have that grime culture feel, and I wanted to make everyone that was in the book super proud, and that was my aim as well. Do you know what I mean? I had multiple aims: to get it out to the people, to make them happy, but also to make the people that are of the culture proud, whether you're in the book or not. You know, I just wanted to make people really prideful.
Oh, definitely, man. I definitely think you've managed that. And what is like another layer to that as well is that through the last few months, I actually have randomly started doing some colouring. Every so often,
way.
Some random stuff, because I read that it was very kind of cathartic or therapeutic or whatever, and I found it helped. So, two birds, colouring and grime. Like, you've got me there, bro. Loves of my life.
No, listen. I'm telling you, cause when I get into something, I really get into it. And I was looking at the health benefits of colouring and stuff like that. And there's so many health benefits that are going to help people. I literally picked up the book myself a few weeks ago, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to colour it. I've had this book, I've made it. Let me colour in the page. I coloured in Fleur D's page, and I thought, I'm going to just spend a quick half an hour. I was there for an hour and a half colouring in his page, and I was just in a zone. Like, I was literally in a zone. And they say it's like similar to driving, you know, like when your muscle memory kind of takes over. It's like you don't really have to think about putting the key into the ignition, and you just automatically do it, and you can think, and you can do, you know, it's similar to that effect, and it helps with your nervous system and anxiety and things like that. So they've got so many health benefits, man. So yeah, I mean, it's like a win-win. Really.
Yeah, 100%, man. Now, I know the book's been available in a kind of pre-order kind of format. So when is it fully out, just so I'm accurate?
Well, it's out now. So you can get a copy now. You know what I mean? Today I'm sending off the first batch of pre-orders to everyone that was ordering it before it was out. So thanks to those people, big up, man. That let me know as well that, you know, the response that I got from the people as well was letting me know that they're super excited and appreciative of it, more than I expected them to be. So the book is out now. You can actually go and order that on thenangshop.com. It's on thenangshop.com. It's also on Amazon, and you can get it at Waterstones online as well. But I would prefer if you came directly to me. That way I know I can like read the audience and just know right where people are and stuff like that directly, and just get it sent over to you, man. But it is available in most of these places that you can see online. You can find it there.
Sick. And with the business hat on, I'm going to ask already about like expansion. Are there going to be second edition, you know, new editions with new artists in like a version 2? Are there going to be like an expansion of the product line? What can you tell me?
I can tell you for sure that depending on just how well this book does, and for me it's not about literally, I didn't do this for like a monetary gain at all. It was just something I was passionate about, but that does come into play with depending on how well it does. I have so many sick ideas for bringing stuff like this forward. Yeah, there will be a number 2, but like on top of that, the things that I have planned, like I'm super excited about it. So I just hope that it reaches the people and the people respond to it. They share it, they buy it as gifts for people, they buy one for themselves, one for the kid, one to put and not touch, you know, whatever. Because I really have some plans to do like some great things, like to push the culture. And this is just the start. This is just a stepping stone, you know. But definitely there's going to be a volume 2, man. I'm already planning and mocking it up and stuff like that, to be honest.
Sick. No, that is wicked, man. And you raise an interesting point there with what you just said, because you are an artist who's seen and been very much in the middle of that transition from kind of the dark garage, grimy garage into kind of early formation of grime to where we are now, where we have we actually have decades of this grime musical history now.
Yeah.
Whereas before we had, you know, a couple of years, or that was garage, but this is 3 years later, or whatever. And documenting, to me, I feel like there's such an important balance between documenting the history and legacy, which is really important.
It is.
And also looking forward new collaborations, new music, and for me, you've managed in your own way to kind of balance both of those. You've got the legacy and you know the heritage there, which you're open with, but like I said, for example, we done tunes and we didn't do tunes together 12 years ago kind of thing, and other people you've worked on projects. So how important is that for you to kind of keep to be forward thinking as well? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, it's very important. It's almost as important for me as the documenting of the history of it. You know what I'm saying? Because we want it to get bigger. Because at one stage, when hip hop was in its golden era, if people had the foresight to see where it is now, like, I think that it would be so much further than it is. Do you know what I'm saying? So you always got to like think forward. And for me, like I said, it's just as important. So I've tried to have that balance where I'm also thinking forward as well as paying homage and documenting the history of it. You know what I mean? So it's all going to help if you look forward as well as look back. You know?
Yeah, definitely, man. I love hearing that from legends of the game like yourself. To me, I love the old days. I love nostalgia. I love Sidewinder. I love all that stuff, the records, everything. But to me, what's equally exciting is the new
where
music,
it can go, right?
Where it can go, the new ground.
Exactly. And the new stuff that's coming out. For me, I feel exactly the same. And I think that's just because we are fans, literally. We are fans of the music. We are fans of the culture. So, and if we never lose that, then I feel like that's always going to be the case. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. And so in terms of music, I know you've touched on the colouring book and other projects you're working on. I tried to get some information out of you, but like a good, you're like, I can't really tell you about that yet, but I'll tell you when it's ready, fresh. Musically, what other bits are you working on, or can people expect from you kind of towards the rest of this year?
Towards the rest of this year, I'm working on a few projects, actually, a few musical projects. I've got one in the pipeline that is mainly grime orientated, just to give for the fans, but I've also got some that aren't so grimy, and those ones are super close to me because it's like the first time I'm experimenting with different sounds other than what people are used to hearing me do. And that one for me is like me growing as an artist as well and trying out new things and having fun with it. You know what I mean? Having fun with it again. I think that a lot of artists, they take it as work and they lose that essence of fun. So for me, I just wanted to bring that back and also challenge myself as well. So I've got a couple projects coming out. I've got a song that I'm looking to shoot a video to. I've done a song with man like Grim Sickers, so look out for that. That's coming soon as well. Yeah, man, I don't want to speak too much, but we've got some stuff in the pipeline, you know?
Sick, that's really good to hear. And I know this
also, actually,
go for it.
Actually, something just came to mind. I've got a video. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you the exclusive, really. I've got a video taken from the colouring book of a song that we released, me and Jamie, called Bloops. It was on my last project, but the visuals for that is an actual animated video with pages taken from the book, my page and his page from the book. And yeah, it's an animated video that I'm going to be dropping in the next couple of weeks. So look out for that, man.
Very, very cold. And, you know, this is it's one of the most biggest struggles ever between the interviewer and the interviewee, with the interviewer asking, tell us stuff that no one else knows, and the interviewee being like, I can't tell you everything, I can tell you a little bit, but thank you for that. That sounds cold.
Yeah, no, I had to give you something, man. You've shown so much love. I had to give you something, man. Trust me.
No, wicked, man. Well, listen, thank you so much for joining us here today on Pyro. Before you go, I think it's only right that as we're both connected, I think it's only right that we play Drip now. So I'd love you to give us an introduction before we press play.
All right, no problem, man. Yo, people, this is a song by J Fresh featuring your boy Ears, Drip. It's an absolute belter, yeah? So turn up your radio, turn up your bloody system, and like enjoy, man.